BWTM Live, we have with us the legendary promoter, Bob Arum. Bob, welcome to the UK once again.
Thank you.
Bob, I want to take a moment to pick your brain about being one of the world's greatest promoters. First of all, what does it take to be a great promoter?
Longevity. God has blessed me with longevity. I'm 87 and still doing it. If I had been a big promoter and stopped 30 years ago, you wouldn't consider me in that category. So I have to give praise to God who's let me keep going all these years.
A young promoter, what's the keys you would give a young promoter coming up in the game? Find
a Muhammad Ali and promote him. That's what I
You were fortunate to have Muhammad Ali.
I don't know if I would have even thought about going into boxing if I didn't start with Muhammad Ali.
Fantastic. Let's talk a little bit more. Let's talk about fighters. What is your advice to young fighters turning professional?
I think they have to get themselves with a good promoter. They have to work really hard in the gym. They can't take any fight for granted. And that's the way they have to build their career. This is a very, very difficult profession for a boxer.
Okay.
Very big obstacles for them to reach the top. But they have to be diligent and they have to listen to people who've been in this business for a lot longer than the cup of coffee that they've been in.
Bob, you may or may not know this. Terence Crawford, we were the first in the UK to actually talk to Terence. 2 interviews we did with him before he even became world champion. And I noticed when he beat Prescott, this guy was going to be something very special. What was it in you that made you think Terence Crawford is the guy to sign for Top Rank?
Well, we signed him because he was a decent fighter, but we put him in undercards, fill out our cards. And when the opportunity to fight Prescott, when there was a fallout and it was on HBO, we convinced him to take the fight. Brian McIntyre wanted the fight, and he won that fight, and he went on from there. That was a big step up in weight, big step up in experience, but he took that step and we thought it was the right step and he came through.
We'll talk about a UK fighter, heavyweight fighter, Dillian Whyte. It seems fight after fight after fight, he fights the best he possibly can, but still no world title shot, and it looks he's no closer to one now. What would you do as his promoter, should you have the opportunity to work with Dillian Whyte? What could you offer him that his current promotion and his deal is offering him?
What I would offer White was a trip to the United States, to fight a few fights in the United States with guys like Jennings, guys like Pulev, guys that we have, put them on ESPN, have them be watched by millions of people, and then make him more relevant than an Anthony Joshua is, than anybody. He's got to break away from Matchroom and Eddie Hearn, who are really not giving him the opportunities.
Your thoughts on the zone, or some people call it dead zone?
Well, they're trying to do something that I know where they're going. It's very, very hard. You see, in ESPN Plus, where we do streaming, we have the ESPN platform talking about the events and so forth, bringing eyes to the event. The Zone has nothing. It's the Zone. They don't have a linear network plugging their fights. Therefore, it's very, very hard for them to get an audience for any of their fights.
Al Heyman, you have a lot of strong views about Al Heyman. Now, of course, as a promoter, you're going to have to look after your own business and your own brand, and you're not going to promote another one's business because that's what you would do. But Al Heyman in the UK, and you talk about him and his pool of fighters only fighting the same fighters. If you were in Al's position, what would you do?
I would take chances. I mean, he can't give us all his fighters to put on ESPN. That would be crazy. But we can make trades. We can use some of our fighters. We use his. The same thing we do with Golden Boy. The same thing we do with Matchroom. He's got to work with other promoters. And if he doesn't, he's going to do a disservice to his fighters.
So unlock it for me. You're an experienced promoter, a legendary promoter. Why does he not want to engage with you?
No, it's not me. See, if it was me, then I would say, well, he doesn't like me, he doesn't trust me, but he won't engage with Eddie Hearn at Matchroom, he won't engage with Frank Warren, he won't engage with Oscar, he won't engage with any other promoter. So then the question is on him. If it was just he wouldn't engage with me, then maybe I have something to answer for. But it's not. I'm just one of the group that he won't deal with.
Eubank and De Gale are fighting in the UK. That's a PBC. Where do you see this going with PBC in the UK?
I have no idea. This is not my market. I would not come over here and promote in the UK. You have two good promoters in the UK, in Frank and Eddie, and I would always go through them.
Last two questions. Question number one, Isaac Dogba.
Yeah.
Are we going to see Isaac fighting in the UK?
Well, first he's got to get his title, and that'll be probably in May in the US. Once he gets his title back, it's all open for discussion. He's a great young man, great family, and it's been a pleasure for us promoting.
Final question. Crawford Spence, you've probably heard it 1,001 times. That whole setup, were you part of Crawford and Spence meeting up at that game, or was that a setup, or was that something that was organic?
No, what happened was they were into it, and I must say, it was polite trash talk. They weren't using any profanity. Everybody was having a good time. There were a lot of laughs, and it was not tense. And then I was leaving the arena, and I happened upon that group. So, of course, I got involved. And I had a good time, and it was in good spirits. And it was something that I was proud of, in the sense that they went after each other, but in a nice way, and they showed what gentlemen they were. So I think that type of confrontation is good for the sport, because they conducted themselves like gentlemen.
Would you, if somebody put you and said to you that you were protecting Crawford, protecting your assets in terms of branding and your fighter and being a golden goose, would that be correct, or would that, in terms of him not fighting guys such as Spence and the rest, or something else?
Certainly, we would be happy to sit down and make a deal for Terrence to fight Spence, to fight Porter, to fight anybody else. I really believe that Terrence is the best welterweight in the world.
Thank you so much, Bob.